So I think I said at the beginning that one of the things we wanted to do organising this conference was to give you a kind of a taste of Oxford, a bit of the Oxford experience. And I think having Colin give the closing keynote and also John Kay give the opening keynote really gives you an insight into some of the best of Oxford and some of the great thinking that we have here. Now, prizes, what you've been all waiting for. So this does stand between you and drinks and dinner and a party. So we are going to canter through this fairly quickly, and what I'm going to do is invite either a sponsor or a representative from the various prize committees to come up and award the prizes. And we're going to start with Heidi, who's going to award the Best Paper Prize for Research on Sustainable Investment.
Thank you very much. Am I reading it here? Have I got crib notes? Thank you.
It's in there, sorry.
Thank you very much, because that's a bit small. Well, firstly, thank you to all of you for applying your minds, your energies, and your human capital to the problems of the day, and we need that from you, so thank you for your purpose. So, our Best Paper Prize for the research on sustainable investment is awarded to Ulf Erlandsen for his paper Credit Alpha and CO2 Reduction. Okay.
Okay, so the next one is the Best Paper Prize for Research on Climate Finance. So Charles, where are you? And this is sponsored by Imperial. Thank you, I have it here. Okay, thank you.
My name is Charlie Donovan. I'm the director of the Center for Climate Finance and Investment at Imperial College Business School. And I want to say that we're very pleased to support the prize. And in particular, the interest is that the foundation of any financial flows towards climate change mitigation and adaptation has to occur with a better quantification of risk. And it is that more systemic, more holistic view on risk, which we really found in one paper, which we wanted to award this prize. So before I say the winner, let me just thank Ivan Diaz-Reni and also Hugues Chenet, who accompanied me in this journey of evaluating them. Their comments were that this paper viewed risk through a new, more systemic lens, and that it opened up a new methodology on which other academics could build. So with that, it is a large group of individuals. So I will announce the paper, and they'll know who they are. So we'd like to award the prize to the team that created the paper on capital stranding cascades, the impact of decarbonization on productive asset utilization.
I was not expecting this. Cheers. Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you, Ben.
Congratulations. And I should have said, of course, that so the first prize was £1,500. This is also £1,500. And the next one is the Best Paper Prize for research that supports central banks and financial regulators to green the financial system. This has been sponsored by Inspire and is there to support the NGFS. So we have a representative from the NGFS here. And sorry, I clearly didn't practice. And it's this one. There you go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So the GRASFI Best Paper Prize for research that supports central banks and financial regulators to green the financial system is awarded to Edo Schetz and the DNB team for the paper The Heat is On. I don't know if it's here though.
Oh, well. Oh, they left?
Yeah.
Well,
I will also mention that the jury wanted to highly commend another paper, although it didn't win, by Irene Monasterolo and Stefano Battistone on climate risk assessment of a sovereign bond portfolio. So I just wanted to mention that as well.
I'll look after it. Okay, and now we're into the last three. And this is the Best Novel Methods Paper Prize, and this is sponsored by UBS, and Julie Hudson is going to be presenting it. Julie. And sorry, it is.
you. So the GRASFI Best Novel Methods Paper Prize is awarded for the paper A Global Inventory of Utility-Scale Solar PV Generating Units. Congratulations. Well done. Open it up so we can take a picture. We haven't been practicing, obviously. And I'd just like to say that a highly commended paper was the risk to residential property values from climate change-related flooding hazards, a mixed method approach. And we'd like to see that paper extend to become a bit more global rather than on one city, but we thought it was also very good.
Okay, and so the final two. So the next one, in some senses, is probably the most important paper prize, actually, which is the Best PhD Paper Prize. And so Heidi from the CFA Institute is also going to be presenting this prize, I think, or somebody else.
We sponsor the prize, but I think if you please.
Oh, Paul, sorry. That's my bad. There you go.
Thank you. So we had on Tuesday a really inspiring PhD day, and I just have to look at Colin Mayer when I think about the future of sustainable business is with the new generation. So when I see the energy that was there among the PhD students on Tuesday, that makes me very optimistic about the future of sustainable finance. But of course we have prizes, and I'm going to start actually with an honorable mention. And that is for a paper of which we think it actually had a very high practical relevance. So the honorable mention goes to the paper, How Do Firms Respond to Uncertain Carbon Prices, a paper by Arjan Tring. So give him a big applause. So, but then, the winner of the prize for the best PhD paper goes to a paper that has both a very strong academic contribution as well as a practical contribution, and that is the paper When Investors Call for Climate Responsibility, Marco Ciccarelli. Please come forward.
Okay, and now for the Best Paper Prize. And this has been sponsored by BNP Paribas Asset Management, and Frederick, their CEO, is going to present it.
Thank you. Good evening to you all. We're very happy to be a sponsor of the GRASFI initiative, and even happier to be the one delivering this award tonight. I'd like to congratulate all of you for the outstanding level of this conference today. And for us at BNP Paribas Asset Management, this is very enlightening to hear all those good ideas and the quality of the research papers and ideas you've been discussing and exchanging about today. I don't want to bore you too much with what we do at BNP Paribas Asset Management, and I know that I'm probably the last one between you and the cocktail. So I just want to say a few things about our company philosophy. We are very, very convinced that investing for a sustainable future is actually in the long-term interest of our clients and the economy as a whole. Challenges such as climate change, social inequality, or the environmental damage human activities has done to this world will impact business performance, will impact policies, and will impact the world at large. As investors, we've embarked into a big mission, which is to evaluate how companies, governments, business, policymakers have adapted to those new challenges. And in fact, we took upon ourselves to actually commit, talk about commitment, to transform all our investment processes and to make sure that by the end of next year, all of them will include real ESG filters. Now, we're practitioners. There's a lot of things we don't understand. And we know that sustainable finance is still very much under-researched. That's why it's important for us at BNP Paribas Asset Management and for broader finance at large that we support academic research on sustainable finance and investments. And we foster increased relationships between practitioners and academics. Now, you have many, many challenges, and you also have many opportunities. The opportunity is probably to use this incredible, rigorous analysis skill set you all have to help policymakers change policies and progressively nudge companies in the directions we want them to go to. The challenge is to get your research undertaken and published in time so that it has this impact on policies. On that note, I'm very, very happy to give the best paper prize to Nora Pankrat and Christoph Schiller, respectively from the Maastricht University and the University of Toronto, for this fascinating paper on climate change and adaptation in global supply chain networks. So, Nora and Christopher.
And they're not here. Shocking. Oh. Well, thank you so much.
Shall I be here?
I'll
Maybe they're shy.
We will get it to them.
Have a great cocktail. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so some lessons for next year about how we manage the prize ceremony, I think, making sure that recipients are going to be here. Now, I just want a few closing remarks before we have drinks and dinner. So just for reference, so all the presentations were recorded and will be put online in due course, so that there will be a record. 2020, next year is not that far away, of course. It's going to be in New York. It's going to be led by Columbia. The dates are the 9th to the 11th of September. So do put the date in your diaries. Do think about how you can support that conference, including in terms of side events and other activities. Various people have come to me over the last 2 days asking, it'd be really interesting to do this next time, or maybe you could do this as part of the alliance. And all of these are excellent ideas, but I think we all need to muck in. So if you want to do something, you want to see something, make it happen. And you'll be very welcome to do that. There are lots of ways to be involved in the alliance and help shape this community and what we're doing. Now, I said I would also do some thank yous at this session. I obviously want to thank you all for coming. In particular, I wanted to thank the presenters, the chairs of the different sessions. I also want to thank the volunteers and also the catering teams. So thank you for supporting. You heard from Paul just now. I want to call out Paul and thank him in particular for running the PhD workshop for the second time. And the feedback, again, has been fantastic. So thank you so much, Paul, for doing that. I obviously want to thank the conference committee for their support. We don't need to give them a big round of applause, but you know who you are, and thank you for reviewing papers and participating. I want to thank the sponsors, again, the paper prize sponsors, but also our three main sponsors, BNP Paribas Asset Management, UBS, and MSCI. We think very carefully about who we have sponsorship relationships with, and we very consciously we want to build a relationship with an asset manager sponsor, a bank sponsor, a data provider sponsor. We'll be having other sponsors, but I think it's important that instead of having, multiple tiers of sponsorship, we try and build lasting relationships with key bits of the system. So thank you for your support and for helping to make this happen. Okay, and perhaps the most important set of thank yous go to two people who have made all of this happen. The first is Elizabeth Harnett. In addition to being the conference manager for this, Lizzie is kicking off a new, very exciting research theme here at Oxford on the future of engagement, and is also, as well, supporting the One Planet Sovereign Wealth Fund working group in various ways. So well done, Lizzie. And then Patrizia, thank you so much for being the event organizer. Patrizia has done all of our major events since we started, and I know is available to do other events. So you should talk to Patrizia. Okay, so that's it. We're going to head to the Divinity School now. This is the oldest surviving purpose-built building for university use, finished in 1483, and actually I think it's one of the most beautiful rooms in the world. So thank you. That's the end of the second conference.